And good morning, Savannah and the Low Country. And it's the coach, and it's the
AD.
Right here at the center of
Sports Universe.
And it's the coach and the AD on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. Right here at Coach's Corner inside. We miss it by a day all the time. Monday through Friday, they got breakfast here. But when the fat guy comes in with the skinny guy, there's no food here. But John Henderson said there'll be food here. But anyway, and it's all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. That's right. If you haven't been following along, we have 4 shows now on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Wednesday night kicks it off with Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Dan Foles, Brandon Baines, Lawrence Bennett. Great job. Check it out. Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Go to their Facebook page. Go to the YouTube page. You got to love it. Then we follow them at 7 o'clock. It's Wednesday Night Live with the coach and AD right here on the Coach Sport Network. Then we also have a podcast show, Hot Grits Podcast, with Spencer Maddox and Travis Jadon talking about everything sports, anything sports. It's a little, adult rated. But you know what? They'll tell you how you feel. And being a New Yorker, I like the way they tell you how they feel. And coming up next week, we got the 19th hole with the Herb brothers. They're going to recap the Masters, each Masters round each night from the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Once again, Chad, it's a long night, long day for both of us, but we're here Saturday morning, have a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, we get to talk high school sports, and there's a lot of it. We got cross country. A lot of Savannah area teams up in Carrollton running today.
Yep.
And so, man, it's been good. And we get to play. We've made it through week 10 in football, man.
Week 10. We got a great show lined up for you. Okay, we're going to go to the highlights. Got to thank WJCL, the Frenzy, with the big guy and Amy Zimmer, Frank Selkowski and Amy Zimmer, for giving us the highlights. We'll try to ad-lib what they told us as their script, but, late night for me last night, driving in from Pooler, and late night for this guy over there at Specialty Sports Complex. I just love saying this, at the corner of 63rd and Paulson, okay, the prettiest little campus in Savannah. But we're going to go to the prettiest little stadium for our first guest because he's the voice of the Richmond Hill Wildcats. He's the voice of Georgia Southern football in the stadium, Robbie Ross. This guy has the voice for it. I mean, he has the voice for radio. I think he was the Furman radio announcer, came down here, he worked for ESPN Coastal. Now he's doing other things, but Robbie Ross is going to give us the lowdown on Richmond Hill football heartbreaker last night. Lost 7-5. They came up in the bottom of the ninth. They had a football score, 7-5, yeah. So he'll be on first. Then, of course, our Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete Week. We had a bunch of girls nominated or not nominated. They won the Region Player of the Year. We're going to go to the Savannah Arts Academy right down the road here on Washington Avenue. We got only a sophomore from the Savannah Arts Academy volleyball program, Abby Kate Daugherty, okay? Her father's also my wife's physician, but that has nothing to do with it here. But I mean, it's just a coincidence. You'd love this. I go in with my wife when she has a doctor's appointment. We talk more about sports than we do about my wife's illnesses. No, I'm only joking. So, but anyway, and then we'll wrap it up. This girl not only works for WJCL. This girl not only is running around all town, but she also found time to be a volleyball coach at Savannah Country Day. She's a volleyball player. She comes from, she came from Michigan, but she wound up at St. John's University. Go Redmond. Oh, I can't say that anymore. Red Storm, okay? But anyway, Amy Zimmer is going to come on, and she's going to give us the lowdown how she handled volleyball, football, the big guy, doing all this stuff all the time. And we're hoping to get a special guest about 10:15 to give us a little thoughts about the big game today, Georgia, Florida, a little cocktail party.
Somewhere down there in
so we'll see if we get that guest on here somewhere between 10:15 and 10:30. All right, let's read the scores, and then we'll go to the highlights, okay? So we're going to give you the scoreboard. We got 6 games that we got the highlights from Frank Selkowski and Amy Zimmer from the Frenzy last night. So take it away.
Well, we're going to start with scores Thursday. Jenkins and Johnson, and the points were a plentiful. Jenkins, 38, Johnson, 25. Then last night, Region 2, 6A, Effingham, 14. Gets that W over Bradwell.
Big win in a long time.
Yeah, needed. And once again, this is not a baseball score, not a softball score, football score. Glenn County 7, Richmond Hill 5. Man, we'll have to dive into that a little bit more.
Between the bricks in Glenn County Stadium.
And a big win for Statesboro, 41-7 over South Effingham.
South Effingham hasn't won a game this year. Big season last year. When you graduate a lot of seniors.
It's tough, man.
And you get hit with the COVID-19 virus.
It is tough. In Region 3A, Islands, New Hampshire. And, hey, we'll probably show the play a couple times. You didn't see it.
I don't have it. I don't think we have it.
We don't have it. But you can go to ESPN.
It was the #1 highlight on ESPN's Top 10. John Dickerson
the
the fourth,
catch.
the
The
catch.
catch.
Okay, and if you look in the top left, you'll see someone doing this with a mask on, with a black shirt, with a Yankee hat on. You know who it is?
This
It was
guy.
me.
This
I
guy.
was there. It was legit. His butt came down, landed in the end zone, made a great catch. Well, go ahead, Allens, give him the score.
So Allens takes a huge region win over New Hampstead, basically locks in
A home
2
game.
seed, gives them a home seed.
First time ever in school history.
Love it, man. So great job, Allens High School there. Region 3A Public, Metter just rolled over Bryan
Undefeated.
County. Undefeated, number one teams in the state, 54-0 over Bryan County. Private Region 3A, Calvary 27, Country Day 21.
Country Day, the cardiac kids gave this guy a cardiac.
Woo! We'll get to that. Savannah Christian goes up to Augusta, takes on Aquinas.
Blows him away.
49-20. I've not seen the film from that yet, or text Baker to see how that game.
That's because that's who you guys play next Friday,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, we have a bye, then we get them. So, but hey, that puts Aquinas 0-2 in region. Us and Country Day both 1-1. So if we can beat Aquinas, it looks like we can lock up a 2 seed. Hope we get a home playoff game. And it's crazy how the brackets work out. In Gisa, Terrell Academy, 42, Memorial 0 in the playoffs. Dillon Christian ends Bethesda's season. But hey, congrats to getting through a season. It's been
Antoine Turner.
Yeah, great job once again. They got Dillon Christian. They fall 40-28. And then tonight, Beach at Windsor versus Windsor at
The
Islands.
Savannah Chatham County Public School Island Stadium.
I'm getting there.
So,
All
all right, let's go to the highlights from the big guy, WJCL, the Friendly, the big guy, Frank Silkowski and Amy Zimmer. Now, once again, we just take the games from this area. I mean, they go across the bridge. They get the Hilton Head schools. They go down out in the country to get Vidalia, who lost in triple overtime at Toombs County.
They won in triple
No, they lost 39-36. So, okay. So we're going to kick it off Thursday night highlights with, of course, the Jenkins-Johnson game at Memorial Stadium.
Once again, certainly no shortage of points in Thursday Johnson and Jenkins contest. Smashers on the move early. Quarterback Keon Edwards sends one downfield for Khalid Walker, who makes a catch deep in Jenkins territory. Cold plays later. Smashers get on the board as Edwards hits Cooley the fourth for a nice-looking touchdown. So here we go. Jenkins will respond. Quarterback Patrick Blake. Everything on the run. Threads the needle and hits Karen Jones for the first down. Couple plays later, Jenkins going to draw. Even the handoff goes to DeMasi Harris, who always has a nose for the end zone. Touchdown, Warriors. Jenkins goes on top to Top Johnson, 38-25, final from Memorial Stadium.
And it. Okay, there we go. So we'll get the hang of this, but Jenkins will probably be. I think Jenkins and New Hampshire have to play each other yet.
Yes, that'll be a
so
3-4.
that'll be for the 3-4 seed. So we don't know.
Where's Windsor fall in this? I've not.
Windsor is in the other division,
That's
the
right,
Region
that's right.
3-3A.
They're
They're
three.
triple A.
Yep.
And right now in AAA, Southeast Bullock locked first place up because they beat Liberty County.
Yep.
You know, Liberty County wasn't supposed to play in all, and now all of a sudden they're back in it. Okay, now fighting for the 3rd and 4th spot, you got Windsor Forest, who has the lock right now on the 3rd spot.
Yeah.
Okay. Johnson, Beach, Savannah High, Groves are all playing for that last 4th place spot, and I think Johnson might have the upper hand on that 4th spot. So those schools will go on the road. All right, let's go out to Pooler Stadium. Everything's been cooler and pooler. All right, we're going to talk about the Islands High School Sharks. I was there.
He was there.
I was
on
there.
national TV.
Yeah, I was on national TV.
national TV?
I don't have the catch, but we'll see if we can find the catch and get it into our platform here so you can see this catch. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And Greg Talbot, way to go off the wall there, buddy. The catch of the year. Okay, let me get going here. Okay, let's start the highlights, okay? Let me get my notes here. Here we go. Phoenix against the Sharks. And I got a little nervous because Phoenix came out and they were right out of the field. Right here. All-world season. Switch down here on 3rd down. Phoenix is getting the ball start. So once again, Phoenix goes off. Check out tight end Hayden. Not a bad. A great up and grab. Damari Johnson, he was on the finish touchdown. 7-0 is There we go. He looks tall. I can't wait to get him on the basketball court, but I mean, that's just the first half. In the second quarter, I mean, I'm telling you, this kid, John, I'm messing up his name now. John Dickerson the fourth. I mean, I'm getting old here, people. I mean, I'm not joking you, and he'll tell you.
It was.
Number one highlight on the top 10 on ESPN, John Dickerson the fourth. I mean, he goes out, and
it's like an Odell Beckham
Odell
catch.
Beckham, right.
One hand, he is like lateral like this, catching it. Great photograph by Savannah Morning News as well. Who captured that? That was
Ben Bergerman.
And
great
so,
job.
Hey, submit that for an award.
But
somewhere.
the Island Sharks would go on and win 26-14. I wish we had the highlight for this because, I mean, this kid was bumbling and stumbling. He went all the way. Bubba Chisholm, I'm not exactly sure, but it seemed like 100 yards. Went like 85 yards with a pick six. Bubba, you got to know Bubba. Bubba is Bubba. Bubba is, I had him as a ninth grader in health class. Bubba is Bubba. He's funny. He's outgoing. They moved him from the defensive line to linebacker, and kids lit it up all year. But he also plays offensive tackle. I mean, this kid doesn't come off the field.
Nice.
So Bubba Chisholm with a big touchdown. Adams had 2, threw for 1. Just a great night for the Sharks. Hey, they're 5-0. They got 2 left. They got Savannah. Are they 5-0? Yeah, they're 5-0.
Yeah, 5-0.
They got Savannah High and Windsor Forest left. So the last game of the year, Windsor Forest, it should be a good one. All right, let's go. We're going to go up the road. Okay, no, we're not going to go up the road. We're going to go down the road. We're going to go across. We got to come back in town. Yep. We're going to go to 63rd and Paulson for when he's telling me he had a heart attack last night. Woo. Calvary against Country Day. Well, Country Day at Calvary at the Specialty Sports Complex.
It was a Hornet striking first as Paul Mosley anticipates the Jake Merklinger pass and turns it into a pick six. Early 7-0 Savannah Country Day lead. Undaunted though, the freshman QB Merklinger leads the Cavaliers downfield for a game-tying drive to pass to Juwan Johnson sets up a Calvary inside the Country Day 2. Greg Daniel would punch it in the very next play.
Another 150-yard game.
I know, man. And ourselves tied at 7. All right, here we come back again. The Hornets matriculating all the way down the field. They regain the lead, and Barry Clymer finds Kenny Odom in the end zone for the Hornets, back up 40-7. But what you don't see here is right before half, all right, is a pump block for a touchdown. But Clyde Peter, man, once again, just phenomenal. A little bit, Broden Porter there gets an interception. All right, the Cavaliers would take advantage, marching down the field and capping off with Greg Daniel. Takes the thing off, heads toward the payoff pasture. After a little discussion, they say it's a touchdown. Then Cavaliers were on top for the first time, 2014. Cavaliers would go on and hold it for 27-21. But the difference, the play of the game, that turn is right before half. We had Country Day pinned back deep in their territory, like with 33 seconds left. And 3 defensive stops. We had all 3 timeouts. Coach Stroud, great clock management there. And we go pump block.
Nice.
Pump block, block it. Touchdown. Tied at 14 going at half. That was huge. That was really the play.
Yeah, I got a text, 21-14, Calvary up. Next thing I know, it's 21-21. I said, here we go again. Then I get 27-21, 2 minutes to go in the game. Country Day's got the ball. And I know this guy was sweating bullets over there. So, once again, Calvary knocks off. That whole region is messed up. We'll talk at the end of the show about that. So, all right, let's go to, I got to give a lot of credit to Memorial Day School. They have won 2 games this year. They only got like 20 players. But you know what? They come to play another tough one last night. They took on Terrell Academy. So here we go. Highlights from Garden City Stadium. We're going back across town. Over Garden City.
There's a fumble on the field. It was over the play.
World, if you ask me, and that's Paulson Stadium. That's Robbie Ross. He'll be on in about 5 minutes once we get through this. But we're going to go to the Ham. We're going to go where Bradwell came into the Palace in the Pines, Springfield, Georgia, to take on the Effingham County Rebels.
Now got it. In Springfield, Effingham hosting Bradwell Institute. Rebel offense on the move early. The screen goes to Davion Sweeney, who has a lot of room. And on the far side, he takes it down to Bradwell. Very next play. Very next play. Effingham grabbing the lead. Sweeney gets the call again. This time he's in. Point after it at 7. Close the gap though. Let's see a great defensive play here.
Say that way. Elijah Leader-Tua.
Well, the interception, but he
Tua
wasn't
Bungalow, so it's Leader-Tua, something like that.
He turns the pitch to the point after the play. Comes up with interception.
14-12 Effingham in this one. They need that win. All right, let's go down the road like we've been doing. We've been going across town, down the road. Well, up there, we're going to go to the Corral now in Guyton, Georgia, where South Effingham is taking on Statesboro. Okay, so down the road, we're in the Corral. That's what they call it up there at South Effingham High School, on the campus of South Effingham High School. Your Grace gives Statesboro a lead with a 15-yard TD run. Later, it's Ames Ratcliffe busting free for a 49. Look at this kid go for a 49-yard touchdown. Blue Devils all over the South Effingham Mustangs all night. Statesboro at it again later in the first half. Mr. Grace again. This time he rips off 48-yard touchdown. Just give the kid the ball, okay? He's gone. You're not catching that kid. Statesboro, that's where Robbie Ross is headed. All right, South Effingham looking to get back into this one. This helps Daniel House with the score for the home team, but you know what? The final, 41-7, the Mustangs. So that's the scores. That's the frenzy. Thank you to WJCL, Frank Silkowski, and Amy Zimmer for helping us out. Next up, we're going to talk about the Hill. That's right. We didn't have the highlights from Richmond Hill. They lost 7-5. This man is the voice, I guess, of the Wildcat Stadium, and he's also the voice of the prettiest little stadium here in the United States, Paulson Stadium, Robbie Ross. We'll be right back after this. You're watching the Coach and AD right here from the
Senior Sports Universe Coach's Corner. Get ready for it. Go Dogs.
All part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. We got to thank these people. We'll be back in 3 minutes, Robbie, and then you're on the hot seat.
It's all sports, all the time. That's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, it comes in uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, Come see where everyone is a
Yo,
winner.
you still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone, capiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New
Wetherington
York.
Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room, if you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And we're back. How you doing? It's the Coach and AD on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here at the center of the sports universe, and it's all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. It's Saturday morning. We love talking to you. Usually we're out in the Sound Garden, but we thought it would be a little chilly, but we're in here. We should be outside. So, but anyway.
It's summer-like back here in Savannah. After about 4 days of, I don't know what, mid-70s,
Yep,
low 70s.
felt great.
We're back to 80 degrees and humid as all get out.
So
I'm in my summertime shirt.
Yeah, I got my Georgia shirt on.
off.
But
I'll
anyway,
hold anything really.
I should have my Georgia Southern shirt on too. But anyway, once again, thank you for joining us. Whether you join us for 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it may be, we're here for your entertainment and give you more news about all sports all the time, and it's all local. And this next guy, he was one of the guys filling in, or he had an audition to be the voice of Paulson Stadium. I mean, he has over like 25 years of announcing experience. He did time as a sideline reporter. He was the voice of the Paladins. You know where that is?
Furman, man.
Furman University. He came down here. He was working for ESPN Coastal. Now he's doing other things, but he also picked up a new gig. He's the voice of the Wildcat Stadium in Wildcat territory at Richmond High School. Joining us now on the Coach's Corner Internet Hotline is the man himself, the voice of Paulson Stadium, the voice of Richmond Hill High School, Robbie Ross. Robbie, appreciate you coming on, and I know you got to watch what you're doing. You can talk while you're doing this.
Look, I'm hands-free. So I got it on the dashboard. So I'm safe, right?
Yeah. Put the hands back on the wheel. That's not what hands-free means.
Hey, he's a teacher here.
Driver's ed teacher.
10 and 2, man.
10 and 2, buddy.
10 and 2.
9 and
I got
2.
it.
Hey, but they recommend 8 and 4 is probably the best way to hold the steering wheel because you can respond easy. So that's the new literature. But anyway, once again, thanks for coming on. How do you like that game last night, Mr. Ross? 7-5. Richmond Hill loses between the bricks down there in Glenn County Stadium, which is where your neck of the woods is. Did you get to make it over to the game?
Yeah, I was over there as a guest of Coach Matt Lazat, and it was a defensive battle, a baseball score, if you will. I was very impressed with Glenn Academy's defense. They played great. Richmond Hill was not firing on all offensive cylinders, as we've seen all year long. But give Glenn Academy credit. They played great defense. They had a great defensive game plan. Some untimely penalties that I think Coach Lazat would say took some momentum away. A couple of turnovers, uncharacteristic of Richmond Hill. Jordan Clark fumbled trying to get extra yards in the third quarter. Tyler Coleman threw a couple of uncharacteristic interceptions. But it was just Glenn's night. They muffed 2 punts, and it bounced right back into the punt receiver's hands deep in their own territory, which could turn the tide. Richmond Hill had an opportunity to drive down and give Brenton Williams a chance to win it in the end with a field goal, but an questionable offensive pass interference call that ended the drive, and Glenn Academy just kind of ran the clock out from there. I think they completed 1 pass all night and maybe intended 4. So they wanted to keep the ball on the ground in their triple option offense and run the clock, and that's what they did. Coach Lazat will tell you probably that their 1 touchdown was questionable call because the quarterback hurdled one of Richmond Hill's players. Now, 3 weeks ago, Ashad Robertson hurdled a player from Statesboro and was called for a personal foul. So you're going to get bad calls in high school football every week, but you just want consistency. I think that's what any coach would want, or an AD as well, would want consistency from the officiating crew. So 3 weeks ago, Sean Robertson had a touchdown pulled off the board for hurdling. Last night, Glen Academy's touchdown when the quarterback hurdled the defender counted, and that was the difference in the game.
Wow. Go ahead.
Robbie, talking about, one, we've had the pleasure to talk to Coach Lazat a lot this year because, one, they're one of the premier programs here in Southeast Georgia. I don't think anyway they look past Glen Academy, but for high school kids who know, hey, you win this, you get the 1 seed, all these things, and just some nights you're right, it's not your night, whether it's penalties or turnovers and things of that nature, but was it more of, hey, Richmond Hill just wasn't a typical Richmond Hill Friday night, or it was a cumulative of everything, penalties, turnovers, Glen Academy, great game plan, and maybe looking ahead a little bit?
I think it was probably the cumulative factor of everything, and it just kind of snowballed early on. I mean, Richmond Hill jumped out early, blocked a punt out of the end zone for a safety. If that ball just dies in the end zone, they fall on for a touchdown. And, it's just a kind of a snowball effect. And when things, you got to remember, as we sometimes forget, these are 15, 16, 17-year-old kids, and when things don't go as well as you have been used to them going, it kind of can be a little mental block, and things just kind of mounted from there. It was a wet night, a dreary night, rain throughout the game. Of course, Coach Lazat's not going to blame that, but Richmond Hill just was not on their game that they had been for the games that they have played recently. Outside, even in the Ware game, the game they lost coming into this, they played an exceptional game. But it just wasn't their night. But again, I don't want to take anything away from Glen Academy's defense because they were around the football all night long and really shut down the run game, which is what Richmond Hill gets them going, and in order to open up the pass for Tyler Coleman.
Once again, though, it seems like Richmond Hill's defense was, just outstanding. One touchdown, which you said was a little bit questionable as well. Yes, it might struggle on offense. Once again, their defense, like they have been. I know they gave up some points last week, but they come out second half and shut that second half effort down last week. So, you hang championships on defense, and that seems like part of that that's really there for Richmond Hill right now.
You're exactly right. Their defense set the tone last week in the second half, mainly against Brunswick, and won that ball game. And you were looking for the defense to make that play last night to win the game as well. They just never were able to get on the loose football. Glenn fumbled. I think their quarterback fumbled once, and it bounced right back in his belly too. And it just was one of those nights where the ball did not bounce their way, but the defense gave up one big play. It was a 38-yard run, which they scored on. But other than that, Glenn did not really mount any type of offense, any other part of the game, and that was on a short field. It was a it was a good punt, but Richmond Hill was punting from their end zone, and Glenn started that drive at a 38-yard line, kind of an end-around sweep or a quarterback around sweep with the misdirection and just one missed assignment, and he was off the races. A good quarterback. He's really fast, but that was really the only offense they had. I haven't seen the stats, but I wouldn't imagine that they had a very good statistical night.
All right. You're watching the Coach and AD, the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, right here from the center of the sports universe, right here inside Coach's Corner on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. We're talking to the voice of Richmond Hill High School Stadium. Do they call it Wildcat Stadium?
They do. It's Wildcat Stadium.
Hey, not bad for the old guy. I remember that. And then he's traveling now to the prettiest little stadium, Paulson Stadium, where the Georgia Southern Eagles take on Troy University. So tell me, before we get into Georgia Southern quickly, what's it like going from a college football game going to a high school football game? Is there any difference for you?
Yes, there is. It's on the college level on Saturday. There's a lot of promotional reads and things of that nature that are my responsibility to get the promotional message out that the Georgia Southern fan base needs to hear and the athletic department wants folks to hear. And it's not as much about the football as it is on a Friday night. And on Friday night, you're kind of a little bit of a cheerleader to get the crowd into it. And college fans are a little more knowledgeable, and of course, Georgia Southern fans very knowledgeable. So I don't really have to do much cheerleading on Saturday. But Friday night, you kind of got to get the crowd riled up and get people fired up. And there's not as many promotional reads, and it's more about football on Friday night than it is on Saturday.
So Friday night, do you put on a cheerleading outfit?
I have, yes, but we don't really want to talk about that.
Hey,
my legs look really good in the skirt.
Hey, so talk about, though, how'd you get into this? I mean, people, all have different stories about, like, hey, how'd you get into doing the PA for this, or how you get calling games and things of that nature. And people that love sports, I mean, they just love it. I get to play around on Thursday nights and call some middle school games. Not that I'm great at it. I just enjoy being around sports and doing it. But tell people how you got into both these. How'd you get the Georgia Southern gig, and then how'd you end up as the PA for the Wildcat Nation?
Well, it started, like Carl said, about 25 years ago in radio, and it's funny how things matriculate as your career goes on. I never thought that I'd be doing PA. I did some PA in high school, just kind of messing around when, the JV was playing and the varsity guy wasn't there yet. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it, and doing basketball and baseball. But being in radio and being around sports, it's like you said, you just love being around the games and being around the young players and the coaching staffs and making friends and relationships, and that's really what it's all about. The Georgia Southern gig came up 3 years ago. I saw a tweet on Twitter, hey, open audition, send your resume and a voice file. I sent it. Then I was lucky enough to make it to the top 8, sent another voice file, and then I was fortunate enough to be the top 4. The top 4 went to the spring game in 2018. And they each did a quarter of the spring game, and then they put it out for a vote on Twitter. And then I was very fortunate to win that, to become the voice of Paulson Stadium. And the relationships that I have built throughout the years in different places. I was before I came down to the coast at Washington Wilkes outside of Augusta as the radio guy there, and general manager of the radio station, did the play-by-play, and they were coached by Robbie Robinson, who was formerly at Metter and McIntosh County Academy and now down in Florida, and built relationships there with him and his family, and came down here when he came to McIntosh, and his middle son, Buck Robinson, was the quarterback for Washington Wilkes when we were up there. Buck is now the tight ends coach at Richmond Hill. And so when their PA guy from years past decided not to do it this year, Buck said, hey, I know somebody. He told us not. Buck called me, and the rest is history. So it's all about building relationships and being in the right place at the right time, and being willing to drive an hour to Richmond Hill on a Friday night and then drive an hour and a half to Statesboro on Saturday. And call me a football dork, but there's nothing better than running the roads to call a game on a Friday night or a Saturday morning. I just love it. I've been doing it for 25 years. It's just what I do.
All right, we got 2 minutes to go here, and I can tell you right now, you were announcer number B, and I knew right off the bat from working with you at ESPN Coastal, you had my vote off the top there, buddy, but that's another story. All right, quickly, Chad Lunsford has never beaten Troy University. They come in to Paulson Stadium today. Quickly, what do you foresee, and what are you going to be looking for?
Well, I want to see a lot of running the football. They got away from that against Coastal 2 weeks ago and lost, but they got back to it last Thursday night against South Alabama, ran the ball really well, and it all starts with Shy Wertz, the quarterback. It starts with J.D. King, the heavy running back, I guess you could say, and then, of course, Wesley Kennedy III, who you all are very familiar with, the lightning in the package, and when he touches the ball 12 to 15 times, good things happen for Georgia Southern. And, you're right. Chad Lunsford has never beaten Troy. It's kind of the monkey on his back, and he needs to get that monkey off his back today because Georgia Southern still has a lot to play for with only 2 losses. Those 2 losses, of course, could potentially keep them out of the Sun Belt Championship game, but there's a lot of football left to play. Here we are, November 7th, and I got 3 more games at Paulson Stadium next weekend against Texas State, and then the rescheduled games for Atlantic and App State. Coastal Carolina, who is leading the Eastern Division and ranked, 15th in the country, they still have to play Louisiana. They still have to play App State. They still have to play a couple of the conference games. So the conference race is far from over. I don't see Coastal Carolina losing 3 games, but they could definitely lose 2. And Georgia Southern getting that second spot out of the East is very much into play to get them a better bowl game if we have a bowl season anyway. But that's something to be determined down the road. But I think, being able to keep the momentum going they picked up from last Thursday night against South Alabama is very important. And pass defense, I think, is going to be the key today because that's been maybe the Achilles heel so far for the Georgia Southern defense is being able to defend the pass, and they're going to have to do that against Troy today.
Well, Robbie, I got our next guest waiting in the Coach's Corner green room. I appreciate you coming on. I know you and I had a lot of fun working at ESPN Coastal. We still got that relationship. I want to know, can I come up there and be your spotter one day for a game?
Absolutely. I need it. Once COVID's done, they got rid of my spotter. I'll hire you on the spot.
Well,
no pun intended.
I'd love to do it. It'd be a lot of fun. So once again, appreciate it. Safe trip up there to the prettiest little stadium in the United States. And once again, great job. Love listening to you.
Great. Hey, once again, man, we'll get back on because I want to talk about what are scenarios with Richmond Hill coming up now that they're square in the region with Glenn.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the tiebreaker, but we can talk about that whenever. But right now it's Glenn holding the 1 seed on points allowed between the 3 teams. But Glenn still has to play Statesboro. I don't like that tiebreaker, but we can talk about that for another time.
I know. We'll get to that. Thanks, Robbie. Have a good game. Have a good call. And once again, for Irk Russell, one more time.
GATA, let's go.
Thanks, Robbie. I mean, he's got a voice. He's got a voice for doing this. Just talking to him right now, you think you're at a football game. And, I met him through ESPN Coastal, and we hit it off right away, and we've kept in touch. I've gone my way, he's gone his way. But once again, you're not going to find a more knowledgeable football/sports fanatic than Robbie Ross, and you can tell he knows his stuff.
Oh, without a doubt. And the other part of it, you talked about the relational aspect. It's what you do. For people out there, hey, keep building relationships. Always do the right thing. Always, you never know what's going to come up in your life or the people you meet or impact. And listen, it's got to be awesome for him to call a game on Friday night, which is, he said, definitely more of a cheerleader than you get in to go. But you get to go call college games. You get to be there in these big games like Troy and App State and others. Like, what a great gig, man. Awesome.
All right, she's been waiting patiently. I do apologize. Abby Kate Daugherty, she's the Savannah Arts Academy Region 3A Player of the Year. She's sitting here waiting patiently. Love having the kids on. That's what it's all about. Abby, you got to understand, when you get 2 old ball coaches, we just want to talk. But anyway, up next, our Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week from Savannah Arts Academy. She's only a sophomore, and she's going to get better and better and better every year. Abby Kate Daugherty, you're listening to Coach and AD, where?
It's Senior Sports Universe here at Coach's Corner.
We'll be right back after this. 3 minutes, Abby, I promise. We won't be talking.
It's all sports, all the time. That's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School, we consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone. Kabish. If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are
Wetherington
New York.
Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And good morning. Thank you for joining us. Saturday morning, November 7th, right here in the center of Sports Universe. It's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report with the coach and
AD.
Karl DeMasi and
Coach Griffin.
Coach Griffin, Chad Griffin, Chad and Karl. Okay, just call us. My name's with a K, so it can't be CC. It's got to be KC. But anyway, or CK, whichever one first. But this is the best part of the show. I say it. I've been saying it for 10 years, and that's the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic after the week. Savannah Arts Academy had a great run. All right, they finished the season 23-2, 11-0 in region play. They lost in the Elite Eight to Westminster, who's playing for the championship today. And just like Calvary and Christian lost to the 2 teams playing for the championship in A private. I mean, this young lady was unbelievable this year. I got to get my stat sheet here. As far as this year goes, she had 254 kills with a kill percentage of 65%. She had 387 attacks, okay? Only 48 errors. That is unheard of in volleyball, right there?
That is.
That's like a 93 or 94% rate of not making an error, which is unbelievable because sports are based on people making mistakes. I mean, she had 56 sets, 73 aces. Here's a stat that I love. She blocked, okay. Where's my block stat? Okay, I lost my block stat. Maybe it's on the other side. Here it is. She is very big. She's 6'1". Okay. I can't find it. But she played a lot of volleyball. She was the best person on her team. She was the best person in that region. Joining us live now on the Coach's Internet Hotline is Abby Kate Daugherty from Savannah Arts Academy. Abby, thank you very much for being patient and waiting. You got to understand, when we get together and talk to people, we just love to talk, and it goes on and on and on.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me.
Well, it was a remarkable season for you and the Panthers, and your coach, Lauren Lord, had this to say: you're an amazing influence on your team. You're able to excel on the court, and with most kills and digs and aces, you're the complete player, she says. You also help your teammates. You're not only an amazing player, but you're an amazing teammate, person. I mean, she also is an A-plus student over there at the Arts Academy. I mean, just unbelievable. And the lady loves you. I mean, she really thinks that you're the best. And you're only a sophomore, so the last 2 years you guys have been very successful. What can you attribute the Panthers' success on the volleyball court to?
Well, I feel like we've all just really been like united together. Like there really hasn't been any separation between the age groups. Like the seniors have just accepted freshmen and lower class, and we all just get along so well.
Before you go, like we talk about Barry Klein-Peter, we talk about Merklinger, how they're going. This girl's going to be around forever. I mean, by the time she graduates, we think she'll be here for like 10 years.
That's the way it goes. Hey, we talk about, I don't think a lot of people understand what our student athletes have gone through this fall with dealing with COVID and not knowing how the season progressed, not knowing what the next day would be. Talk about just how you guys, for your volleyball team and you personally, how y'all handled that this year. You had a tremendous year. The schedule got changed at the beginning of the year with what happened. But just talk about how you were able to adapt and had a tremendous season.
Yeah. So all throughout the summer, we kind of had like social distancing training in order to get the team all close together. And then we had like extra practices where we all wore masks and we just tried to like play as much as we could in order to prepare for the season. But then through the season, we just all kind of stayed together and tried to just like fight through it, even though it was pretty difficult sometimes.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, is volleyball the only sport you play?
Well, actually, I had played basketball and a little bit of tennis all throughout middle school. But once I started playing volleyball, I just fell in love with it, and I've been playing since.
Well, how long have you been playing volleyball?
So I had started school volleyball in 5th grade, but then I had started club 13th year.
All right, that's going to be my next question is how, because I think club tryouts just happen for most people, I believe. So talk about who you play club for, what team you're going to be on, and the impact that has on you as a volleyball player.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I actually have tryouts for club tomorrow. Last year for 15th year, I was on the national Adidas team with Coach Matt. He's just been an amazing coach all throughout the past year. But yeah, I feel like club practices have really helped me develop new skills because it's just completely focuses on technicality and just improving.
Well, Abby, once again, we talk about your high school, your club. What's something else that maybe people don't know about Abby that you're really into that's not volleyball related?
Well, what some people might not know about me is actually when I was younger, I was kind of a theater nerd at Savannah Children's Theater, and I had been doing it ever since I was a baby. But yeah.
Well, obviously that's probably what brought you to Savannah Arts Academy. So talk about the kids that go to Savannah Arts Academy. They're going there. It's a school that you can pick all these different avenues to go. So talk about your avenue at Savannah Arts Academy, and then what you're looking to do when you're. I mean, like I said, you're just a sophomore. I know this is playing way ahead, but do you want to play college volleyball, and what schools would you be looking at that doing the things that you love to do at Savannah Arts Academy?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I definitely would love the opportunity to play in college, but I definitely would like to go to an academically strong school as well. So just kind of whatever opportunities are laid out.
And you're watching the Coach and AD on the Karl DeMasi Sports Board. It's Saturday morning live, but we don't get breakfast with Saturday morning live. Right here at Coach's Corner, it's part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. We're talking to the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week, Abby Kate Daugherty from Savannah Arts Academy. Now, as Coach was talking about the Arts Academy, everybody has to have a major, but you guys love your athletics also. I mean, you excel at cross country, soccer, volleyball, you name it. You guys love your athletics also. As far as going to the Arts Academy, what's that like, and what are the teachers like? What does going to the Arts Academy mean to Abby Kate?
Well, going to the Arts Academy has really just been amazing because just the crowd of people is so great and kind to everyone. And the teachers are just totally invested in the students, and even in the athletics. Like, everyone is super in, because since we don't have, like, football and basketball, volleyball is kind of like our main thing. So everyone's really invested in it, and it's just a lot of fun.
Well, Abby, we talked about what you're looking to do in the future. Once again, going back to the Arts Academy, talk about your teammates. And I mean, yes, you mentioned it, how the upperclassmen have embraced the underclassmen. So let's talk about your team at the Arts Academy and what your teammates have meant to you in your development as a volleyball player.
Yeah, I feel like our team really just embraces the whole family motto. Like, we just all just unite together and get along. And just, it's amazing because it's just in order to be successful, we all just have to team together. Like, without the pass, we wouldn't have a set, and without the set, we wouldn't be able to kill. So I think just all of us getting along together really well just helps us become successful.
Now, your teammates are a big part of your success, but I'm telling you right now, you got two cheerleaders on the sidelines there, Lauren Lord and Karin Best. Tell us what they've meant to you as far as the player, but as mostly what they mean to the team.
Yeah, they are just a big part of the team. They're just truly amazing, creating great practices and training for us and just pushing us to be the best that we can be. Yeah, but they're also very fun and plan like great team activities. And they're just so much fun to be around and just great coaches all together.
Well, Abby, I know for us, you just finished your sophomore season. You're going to be around. I'm sure we'll get to talk to you a lot more in the future from that standpoint. And what a tremendous year you and the Lady Panthers had. And I know, so you got club tryouts coming up. I wish you the best in your club season and how you get to progress as a volleyball player. You're at a tremendous time to where, during this era of COVID that still looks like club volleyball is going to go on. Yeah, there might be limitations when you go play for people coming and stuff, but you get to play, and that's a blessing. So, congratulations on a tremendous year, player of the year for her region, and I'm sure that's just one of the many accolades she'll have over her career.
Did we talk about mom and dad?
Not yet. Usually that's your question. I kind of stay off and wait. That's your question usually.
But, I know your father. I know of your father because he is my wife's physician or general practitioner doctor, and he's always a lot of fun. Loves talking about you, loves talking about sports. And Mom, I heard she's a big supports person behind you. Tell us what your family means to your success so far as an athlete, but I think Mom and Dad want to know also as a student.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So my parents and grandparents have come to almost every game, and my siblings come when they can. And just like knowing they're there supporting me has really just pushed me to play and just give it 110%. And it's just been really great that they've been able to come.
Well, I can vouch for this. I know he's got to be at his school, but when I'm at school, this is the last question before we get out of here. Like they said, they have no football, which we get to experience. They have no basketball. Tell the people out there what it means when the Arts Academy plays Islands High School in volleyball, and what it's the experience like in the pit, your gym at Savannah High.
It is insane. It is so much fun. Some of my greatest memories are Islands games, especially like last year we had a home game against them, and just the student sections are just filled completely, and it's just chaos and so much fun. But yeah, Islands rival is just so much fun and crazy.
Well, it's always watching Islands play Savannah Arts Academy in volleyball and in soccer. And I mean, watching you last year and watching this year, Abby Kate, or AK as Coach Lord told me to call you. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. You got 2 more years to go. I look forward to you to seeing you very successful on the court, but in school, but going to a big-time college to play some volleyball. I know Dad would like the Bulldogs in your future, right?
Yes, sir, for sure.
All right, Abby, keep up the great work. We got 2 more years to go. We'll be following you. Hey, I'm going to give out the offer. If you do decide to go somewhere, and these 2 guys are still doing this, we'd love to come on and announce where you're going.
Of course, yeah.
All right, appreciate it.
Have a great Saturday morning. Good luck at club tryouts.
Thank you so much.
I mean, great job, great kid, great family. She knows what she wants, and her family is, behind every great student is a great family, and you gotta love, and you gotta watch this girl play volleyball. It's super.
Well, we've got. I mean, we played Savannah. We seem like we play Savannah Academy pretty regularly. But we got to play once in the pit, and that was an experience beyond itself. Talking about a tough place to play. That is definitely a tough place to play there. So, congratulations to her on a tremendous season, and you'll be hearing a lot about her in the coming years. But stay tuned, stay close. 3 minutes. We'll be bringing on.
But this girl does not.
You were fired up.
She is not just a sports reporter.
I know she's not.
She's
I was
not.
Getting there.
I mean, wait till I give you some information about her bio, because I did some research. I wasn't creeping you there, Amy. I'm as old as your dad probably, but I'm just telling you, I'm amazed at what this young lady has done. Volleyball has always been a big sport, but there are a couple other things that she might want to tell us about that people don't know about her. So, but she's all over town. She's the woman behind the big guy. We all love the big guy. We think he's the best. But you know what? Behind every great or behind every good guy is a great woman, and she's doing that over there. She had Stephanie Farrat. Now you got Amy Zimmer. This guy, he must have stepped in something, because he gets all this good help from the female side.
Listen, smart people surround themselves with people that are smarter and better than them.
And better looking than him, too.
And he's done that without a doubt. So we get to talk to this young lady here. And
from WJCL, the sports reporter, Amy Zimmer. We'll be back. You're watching who?
We're watching
the Coach and AD.
Coach and AD.
Where?
At the Center Sports Universe. All right, because shortly here, all these TVs
will be
lit up, and you can come here and find the game you want. But we know the game you're going to watch today. 3:30, little game. CBS game of the week.
Little black and red versus. Oh, sorry, it's really white and red, taking on little blue and orange. So we go Silver Britches. We'll be back 3 minutes with Amy Zimmer from WJCL Sports.
It's all sports, all the time. That's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, it comes in uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies. Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone. Kabish. If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering. We ain't New York style. We are
Wetherington
New York.
Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back. It's Saturday morning. Glad you could join us. It's the Coach and AD from the center of the sports universe, and it's all on what network?
Coach's Corner Network.
All right, we got 3 shows. We got Rubbin' and Grubbin' Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. Wednesday night live with the coach, Karl DeMasi, and Chad Griffin. Then we go Saturday morning live with the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. And I know she's got to get going because she's also heading to the prettiest little stadium in Statesboro. I mean, she just doesn't do sports for WJCL. You've seen her on ESPN3.
Yes.
We've seen her all over the place taking video of games. My microphone on? Yeah, okay. So, but anyway, joining us on the Coach's Corner Hotline, the girl herself, WJCL sports reporter, the Savannah Country Day volleyball coach, you name it, she does it. Georgia Southern, whatever she's doing up there. Not ESPN this year because they bumped her for some of these other people. I don't know why. But it's Amy Zimmer from WJCL. Amy, good morning. I'm glad you're up. I'm glad you're awake because I did what you did last night. I didn't get done till 1 o'clock last night, and I was up at 5:30 doing this all over again. I don't know how you and Frank do it.
I don't know how you do 5:30, but yeah, we're here. We're excited. You got to love what you do to be able to do it. So that's the thing that keeps getting me up. So I'm just glad that I didn't sleep through my alarm.
Amy, what obviously, what's your go-to coffee? I mean, you know, you guys have to live on some caffeine here somewhere. So what's your go-to coffee, and where do you? I mean, is it Starbucks? Is it Dunkin' Donuts? What's your go-to?
So I'm not going to turn down the Starbucks run, but it's really funny. I'm actually not a big coffee person. If I drink it, I like it black. No cream, no sugar. Give it to me straight. Let it do its magic, and let's keep going with the day. That's what I need. I need the strong stuff. So really no specific stuff. My roommate has a Keurig, and that's a really magical machine. So I just pop one in. I think it's called like the donut shop one. So nothing fancy over here.
All right. You know, people know that you're a sports reporter. People know that, you know, you're a volleyball coach now at Country. But did you know she was a figure skater?
Oh, gosh.
Tell us about your figure.
I know
tell us
what
about the figure skating.
I did. That wasn't. Oh, my. Okay.
So I actually have a couple medals from figure skating. Growing up, I grew up in Michigan. Really small town and right on the border of Canada, and hockey and figure skating are just huge. It's what you do. We also were always flooding our backyard growing up as kids and on skates or finding a pond to go play on. So love skating, and luckily it worked out for me because I was always, as a young kid, the really tall girl out there on the ice with the really long legs, but somehow I had the coordination to be a figure skater. And I grew up wanting to become a professional figure skater and a professional dancer. I also did competitive dance, national team, and traveled around the state, even outside the state of Michigan. And finally, when I got to middle school, my dad was like, enough. You are going to go, and you're going to go play basketball, and you're going to go play volleyball. Not that dance and figure skating is not a sport, because it is, but he was like, I want you to get a scholarship. We're going to do big things. And so I listened to him, and I hung up the figure skates and the dance shoes. But loved it so much. I think it really helped me in my athletic career. I cannot stress enough how much you should be a multi-sport athlete. And to do this as a kid, I really think helped me along the way, especially with my life. So, yeah, thanks for digging up some good stuff there, DeMasi.
Wow.
You know where I found all this good stuff at? You know where I found it at?
Where?
St. John's University, your bio from the volleyball team.
There you go. That would do it.
Yeah, so you had 1 year at Winthrop, and then you jumped on and you became a Johnny. And I don't care what anybody says, you'll be a Redmond your whole life. You know.
Yep, the original mascot, the Redmond. Yes, I know. It's funny because I feel like there's just so many different things that they call them now. Johnnies. As
Red Storm,
Redmond, yeah, Red Storm. It's like, what are we? But
you see, what gets me, and I know you got to get going because you got to head over to Paulson Stadium.
You're fine.
What gets me, the reason why they were called the Redmen, not because the native Indians who stole Manhattan to the English, okay, they were called the Redmen because the first time they showed up to play a football game, They were in a red jersey and red breeches. That's what they call it down here. I call them red football pants. But that's why they were called the Redmen. But no, they have to get an Indian mascot, so we think it's related to the Redskins. But no, you're wrong, people. Just like the Orangemen. Hey, Orangemen, the Indians up in upstate New York, okay? No, they were the Orangemen because they came out. Why would two schools come out with all red and all orange? I don't know, but they did.
That they did. That's funny. I was wondering where you found that. That's funny.
So Amy, talk about, you jumped back on the volleyball court this year, assisting at Savannah Country Day. Talk about what it was like to get back. You cover sports all the time. And what was it like to get back on the sideline coaching a sport you love so much?
Yeah, well, volleyball did so much for me, and I truly think I had a volleyball career unlike anyone else from all the experiences I went through, good and bad. And I knew when I was at St. John's and I lost the ability to play from a freak volleyball accident, I somehow had to find my way back, and it's definitely taken some time, but once I got here and have really been able to dive into the sports community, which I've just fallen in love with, I knew that I have so much that I want to offer that sometimes I feel like I can't, that this year I really wanted to step up and be able to contribute in some sort of way. And Country Day, life director and football head coach Jim Hollis was reaching out to me for some time when that position was open, and I knew that I couldn't take on a full-time head coaching position with my actual job at WJCL and also doing sports for ESPN Plus over at Georgia Southern. So we worked something out where on my off days, I would go and help out with the volleyball program, whether that been just at practice one day or at a game, and help coach on the sideline. I wish I could have had more time with them. It was kind of tough just seeing the team 2 days a week. It was definitely more challenging to grow that relationship and trust with the players. But after they kind of got used to the routine and the rhythm, it really came into being something really special. And it was so rewarding, but also to see the growth within that team. There's just so many things happening with that volleyball program. They just got a head coach, Bridget Slack, who led the team this season, who just moved cross-state during a pandemic with her daughter and took on this job. I mean, so much credit to her. We may have not had all the W's that we wanted this season, but the leaps and bounds that program took this season was incredible, and I cannot wait to see what they do next season, and I'm excited to hopefully be a part of it again in some way.
You're watching the Coach and AD right here live on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report from Coach's Corner, all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. We're talking to WJCL sports reporter, Savannah Country Day volleyball coach now, Amy Zimmer, and she also has some little responsibilities with the WJCL or with Georgia Southern. That's where you're headed this afternoon. So, well, 1 o'clock kickoff. It was a 4 o'clock kickoff, got moved to 1 o'clock for TV. So you also did some ESPN sideline reporting last year. So tell us about your experience and what you do over there at Georgia Southern.
Yeah, so last season I came on their team, on their ESPN Plus team at Georgia Southern, and I was a reporter for the football games, and then also called Olympic sports. So you got volleyball, soccer, basketball, all the softball, baseball, you name it. I was doing everything I could last season with them, and it was such a great time. This year, obviously, unprecedented times, very different year, which meant for very different things. Actually, leading up to the season, we had a contract signed. I was ready to go, and kind of nice that you bring this up because I really haven't shared this, but I just figured it's not about me. It's about just being able to play football, so that's what I was most excited for. But there were a lot of changes that had to happen to make this football season happen, and that included our ESPN Plus team not getting the same games and the same opportunities because the big guys at ESPN were coming down and taking over a lot of those games. Also the Sun Belt, the university not allowing a sideline reporter. Just this last Thursday game against South Alabama was the first time that they allowed a sideline reporter, and they really had to push for it for them to bring someone. And they were like, hey, this is a Thursday night game on ESPN. Like, we're bringing someone. So today, again, I'm going to be going to the game, just covering it for WJCL, which I'm so excited and happy to be able to do. But it's definitely a different season. I'm used to being on the sideline, being the eyes and ears that the fans can't, have or see. and bringing those different unique stories and different angles to the game. So I definitely miss it this season, but can't wait to come back, next season. And who knows, maybe they keep telling me things are changing this season. So maybe I'll get a game under me if it's allowed. So kind of rolling with the punches, rolling with the flow, staying grateful, staying hungry, and just enjoying the fact that we have football.
All right, we got to get you out of here. So you're up next.
Yeah, just want to ask, talking about football, talk about covering high school football, what that's been like for you guys this year, and being able to roll out and tell the story of this season for these student athletes. It's got to be a great experience, not knowing what we're going to do, how we're going to be able to do it, but, the promos and stuff you guys put out, the coverage has been phenomenal. So just talk about what's been like to cover high school football in this area.
It's been incredible, and I love this area particularly over anywhere that I've ever been. Just how much heart and passion goes into local high school football makes it that much more enjoyable to cover. But just starting out again at the beginning of the season, example like Benedictine, standing outside their parking lot with the players with my camera, watching them do temperature checks, having the social distance in parking lot spaces, to now see them come this far into the season. I know they didn't get to play last night, and a lot of teams have been experiencing that throughout the season for different reasons. But despite the fact they're having football games for these kids, and it's so inspiring to see them get up every day, show up to practice, and not know what could happen throughout that week if they even get a game, still give it all they got. So it's been so much fun, and just this season as well. I think it's been really exciting, especially for our local teams. Got to give a shout out to Island Football for their big win last night. To Sean Printup, I think that speaks volumes about him as a head coach coming into a program amid a pandemic and being able to have this undefeated streak going, and also breaking multiple records just last night alone. It's just been a lot of fun. And then over at Calvary Day, Jake Merklinger, you've got, a young quarterback leading the way just as a freshman. I mean, that's incredible. And so just the things that these student athletes do, it's just so much fun to shine a spotlight on.
Well, you do a great job, and I appreciate all the help you're giving us with all the local highlights and the scripts. It makes it a lot more fun on Saturday morning, and you guys do a great job on Friday night. I appreciate it, and remember, go have fun down there at the prettiest little stadium in the United States.
I will. Thank you. I'm so excited, and be sure to tune in WJCL tonight for highlights.
You'll be doing them because you got to make the big guy look good.
Always. It's not hard to make him look good. He's great to work with.
All right, Amy, have a good one. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
I mean, she's all over the place, just like Frank. They make it to all the signings. They enjoy what they do, and there's such an electricity. And I think our special guest might be trying to pop in here. Yeah. Let's hope he pops up. We can wait on the commercials if he gets here. So, but anyway, they just do a great job, and you can tell that she has fed off of what Frank Solkowski's motto has always been, is to get more stuff out there about our kids, about what's going on here in the community. We're not bombarded with just Braves baseball, Falcons football, Hawks basketball, college football and high school football. High school sports and college sports, what's all about out here in the country.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fabric of a lot of communities, yes. And they do a tremendous job covering all that. Then, like you said, the signings and everything, they're at everything they can possibly be at, and they do it because it's local, and they do it for student athletes.
And they do it because they love it.
Oh, without doubt.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, they love what they do, and you get to see it when they come into the schools. You get to see it when they're on TV, and the concept of doing this when I started this was to get more publicity out there for the kids. I mean, I feel bad. I wish they had more than 2 minutes on the TV. And they do their specials, and they go out there and they make the kids feel special, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, we're waiting for him to hook up. As soon as he hook up, we'll come back on. But we think we might have the columnist, Stephen Elmo Weeks. The man makes predictions every Saturday and every Sunday. I think he's got like over a 500 record. I'm pretty impressed with him. And, of course, he's a good friend of ours. The columnist, Stephen Elmo Weeks. Hopefully he'll give us a little insight on the Georgia-Florida game. Let's see if we can click on and he can hear us, because we could just do a voiceover if he's there. Mr. Weeks, are you there?
Hey, good morning, Carl. How are you?
Hey, this is great. Fine, perfect. We don't have to see you. We know what you look like. You're better looking than me. You two guys can fight it out. But once again, thanks for coming on quick. And it's a big Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. The biggest cocktail party in Jacksonville, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Georgia, Florida is always one of the biggest games of the year for both teams. Unfortunately, I don't think Georgia's in a position to put its best foot forward today in terms of injuries and kids that we've lost over the past week. It's always an interesting game. There's always some unexpected things. I mean, my expectation, unfortunately, is that Florida might wear Georgia out today, but I hope not. But we won't know until they kick it off, right?
Oh, without a doubt. And talking about that, Georgia's had a ton of injuries on both sides of the ball. And the kind of unsettling at quarterback there. You got any insight to who is really the guy behind Stetson Bennett if something happens? Everybody's been waiting on JT Daniels, and hey, was there going to be a change over? Yeah. So what's going on the offensive side of the ball with quarterback for University of Georgia?
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think there's only two potential scenarios. I think either one, Daniels is not healthy completely, or he's just not as good as they thought. Now, there's precedent for that in terms of Demetrius Robertson transfers over from Cal, where he was a very, very productive player. But when he got into the SEC, the skill set didn't transfer. That could be the case. Maybe Daniels was good for the Pac-12, but can't play at the speed the SEC plays. I'm not sure. I'd love to see our coaches incorporate some run pass option stuff for Dwan Mathis, use his athletic ability. But as far as I'm told, from everybody I know, we are riding Stetson Bennett unless there's an injury which forces Mathis to play.
Steve, I've known you for a long time now, and I know you're a diehard Bulldog fan. You're a Bulldog yourself. I just don't understand why did they choose Jake Fromm over Justin Fields? I mean, I've always had the philosophy of being a coach, whether it's basketball or football, that I'm going to play my best player. What was the advantage that Fromm had over Fields?
Well, I think at the time, the staff had a lot of trust in Jake Fromm. He had, I think the one false narrative about Jake Fromm is that he wasn't a good player. He's obviously a terrific player. He's on our NFL roster, and he was an amazingly productive quarterback for the University of Georgia. I think at the time, all they had seen out of Justin Fields was practice, and I'm sure they saw talent. It's hard; you can't ignore the talent, but he hadn't done it in a game. Jake Fromm had been under the lights in front of 100,000 people, had been productive. He was a quarter away from winning a national championship. And so I understand that. It's unfortunate the way it turned out, but I do understand that. This most recent one I don't understand. It's fairly clear that Stetson Bennett is not physically capable of playing this level of football in anything but a limited capacity. So it must mean that Mathis, they just truly do not believe he's ready to compete, and Daniels is either not healthy or not very good.
Well, and you also got Carson Beck, who is, a big-time recruit coming out of Jacksonville. Obviously, that's not coming to fruition as a true freshman either.
Yeah, true. And I hadn't heard a lot about Beck. I know that his senior year he dealt with some injuries, and there was a dramatic drop-off in production as far as high school. He may still be fighting back from that, or just not ready to play at this level. I mean, what I think, as a fairly objective Georgia fan, what frustrates me is that Bennett might be the best option, and I think that's just not good enough for a top 10 program. Ohio State's not rolling out Stetson Bennett ever. Clemson's not rolling out. Clemson's Heisman Trophy candidate went down. They brought in a dude who might be better.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Physically, he's 6'5", 255, 260, can run like a truck and has a howitzer for an arm as well.
That's right.
So, I mean, you saw
That's
that
right.
as a maturity level, just as, from the first half to the second half, it's like they took the kid off in the second half with ukulele and just let him go.
Yeah, and I think that's frustrating. Last year, Tua Tagovailoa got hurt. Mac Jones came off, and now they did lose to Auburn, but he threw for 400 yards. I think there's a gap somewhere in Georgia's recruiting process where we have to put Stetson Bennett on the field. No offense to Stetson Bennett. He's a great story. He's somewhat of a local product from Pierce County. His family's from, a lot of his family was from Jessup and Wayne County. Terrific story, and one heck of a high school football player. But when you're talking about let's go compete for a national championship, you got to stack yourself up against Ohio State, Clemson, Alabama. And those teams are simply not going to put a Stetson Bennett on the field. A couple, 3 years ago when Ohio State won the national championship, their third-string quarterback was Cardell Jones, who was 6'6", and, could throw the length of the football field. So I think it's frustrating.
Do you think what happened to Justin Fields at Georgia has impacted Georgia's recruiting that level of quarterback?
I don't know. I think we had some bad luck. I think Jamie Newman. Well, first of all, y'all realize Jake Fromm should be the starting quarterback right now.
Yeah.
He had eligibility.
Yes, he did.
You're right.
I think that last year he received so much criticism. He was treated so harshly by the fans, the media. I think that I personally believe that influenced his decision not to come back. Then COVID happens and Newman opts out and all that stuff. I think Newman was going to be a really, really good player. So it's somewhat bad luck. But then there is this. Maybe there's a development issue. We've had 3 offensive coordinators since Kirby got there. And so Mathis had an injury situation with the brain cyst. Carson Beck just got there in January, so he's probably not quite developed. They spent a lot of time on getting Newman ready, and then he opted out. JT Daniels, that's the most confusing part of this is that if he's healthy, why is he not playing? If he's not healthy, why were we told he's healthy? What I'd hope to see today, and quite frankly, in my opinion, the only way we have a chance to win is if we use Bennett and Mathis, use their strengths, let Mathis run some RPOs, get him outside a little bit, quarterback run, let Bennett dink and dunk and organize the run game. But I think if we don't do something creative, this might be a Spurrier-esque beatdown, like a bad one, like 38-10 or something like that.
38-10. All right, we got to get out of here. I know you got a lot going on. Quickly, you've been doing it all year long. I've been following it on Facebook. You've been picking games. You're at 116 over 112. You love what you're doing. What got you making this public?
I love doing that, man. I don't actually gamble. Like I don't make place bets, in other words. But I really like the concept of trying to handicap the game and figure out when there's a chance for a team to overachieve or beat the odds or something. I don't know. I just really like doing that, and I like the idea of being transparent about it. Like a lot of guys are like, oh yeah, I really know. I'd go to Vegas and clean up. It's hard. It's nearly impossible to pick again. It's easy to pick who's going to win the game, but when you start looking at the spreads and how teams, I don't know. I feel like it helps me learn about football when I watch the games, and when you start looking at the advantages of the offensive line versus the defensive line or the wide receivers and stuff, it's really helped me sort of learn about where football games are really won.
Well, Steven, hey, man, we know you got to run. We appreciate you jumping on with us in between family functions there. So, hey, we'll get you back on. We got a little bit more time, but we appreciate you, man. And, hey, wish the dogs the best today. But I know there's some hesitation there in Dog Nation.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I hope next week we'll talk. Probably people are gonna start texting me about what a jerk I am any minute now. 'Cause anytime I criticize the dogs, I'm gonna get a ton of hate mail.
Yeah, you know what, Steve? But these people don't realize that you went to Georgia. You've bled black and red or red and white for your whole life. That you have the right to do this. You have an invested interest in this place, and
that's right.
Playing with alligators on Facebook.
Jack would let me pick that little baby gator up.
So, all right, always a pleasure. Thanks for everything you do, and once again, when you find time, we got to get you back on here and talk more football.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great day.
You got it. Thanks, Steve. There's a guy that knows Georgia football.
Oh, without a doubt.
So if he gets hate emails, if he gets things like that, they're crazy. This guy knows Georgia football. He's been doing it for such a long time. His first profession was straight out of the Grady School of Journalism from UGA, which is one of the best journalism schools in the United States. He came out as a sports writer, a journalist. He knows his facts. He knows his stats. I mean, it's just crazy the way people are.
I think one of the best things he said in that was like, hey, guys, Jake Fromm should be a senior and should be playing.
Right.
You know, and you're right. He took so much. I bet Georgia fans would give anything to have Fromm back at quarterback this year.
Right.
You know, and the pressure you put on somebody. Like I said, he wasn't one quarter away. He was one play away from being a national champion.
Yep.
You know, he was a quarter away from being in it again. And so, I mean, it's kind of like that, man. You know, he thought, hey, I'm done here. Either he felt something internal in the program, offensively or whatever, that, hey, we just weren't going to be there and it was time to go, or just the negativity that he faced last year was, hey, that's enough, we'll move on, and, hey, you have at it, and look what you have this year.
I mean, you know, I've been watching the Bulldogs since I've moved here. I've been watching the Bulldogs since 1975 and 1980 when they broke my heart and they beat Notre Dame. So there's something about Georgia football that I've followed throughout my whole life. And it's funny how I spent my last 25 years here. My daughter has gone there. I've become like the Falcons or the Braves. I mean, I'm more into Georgia, the Falcons and the Braves than give me Syracuse, give me the Yankees, give me the Mets. Give me, I mean, I'm from here now, and they've always been harsh on the quarterbacks. Aaron Murray, okay? They didn't give me DJ Shockley. I mean, Matt Stafford, who is phenomenal if you ask me. He's made it the farthest out of any Georgia. But everybody in Georgia land, just like in everybody in Brave land, they always look at the negatives on what's going on. How about the positives? I mean, I'll be honest with you, Mark Richt. There's a man who got ridiculed and ripped apart. You're not going to find a more better human being than Mark Richt, and a guy that cared about his kids. And
10-2 is never good enough.
And it's never good enough. It's never. And you know what? There are schools, high schools. There are colleges that they think they're perennial champions, but they don't win. So their fans think that they're champions, and they come down so much harder on them. It's unbelievable.
Yep.
So, all right, that's our soapbox for today. We'll be right back to take this out. We're going to go 3 out the door. It's the Coach and AD right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network, all part of the
Center Sports Universe right here at Coach's Corner, as the TVs are starting to come on, starting to feel, ramping up, guys. Football Saturday in the South.
As Lawrence Bennett says, the producer
right now,
Rubbin' and Grubbin', there's gazillion TVs
Hey, here's the deal, though. Pac-10 kicked off this morning at 9 a.m.
But isn't that 12 o'clock our time?
This will be.
Okay.
It will be.
Okay.
So they're kicking off at 9 a.m. That's what I'm saying. They're going to kick off at 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Okay.
To try to get that East Coast time slots, because who watches a Pac-12 game at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night? So they're trying to jump in. They're trying to jump in that college football playoff with their 5-game schedule. We'll see. All right, we'll be right back after these messages, after these great sponsors we have, and we'll be closing out. We get out here.
We're going to get 3 out the door. The Coach and AD. We'll be right back.
It's all sports, all the time. That's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. Come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone. Kabish. If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are
Wetherington
New York.
Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw across the room? If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive, and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back to the Coach and AD right here at the
Center Sports Universe.
Coach's Corner. Okay? Remember, we're all part of Coach's Corner Sports Network. There's 4 shows right now on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. The Karl DeMasi Sports Report, Rubbin' and Grubbin', Hot Grits podcast with Spencer Maddox and Travis John. And now we're going to have the 19th hole starting Wednesday, updating everything about the Masters Wednesday through next Sunday.
Yeah, man.
The Herb brothers. We got to meet these guys. We've met everybody else, but what a night.
We got a little inside information on a cabin. Maybe
they're building the Butler's cabin. It's not Butler's cabin. What did he call it? I don't know, but it's not. They're going to be coming from a cabin, so pretty excited about it. But last night we had a lot of great scores. This is usually what we do at the beginning of the show. We call it 3 off the top. Well, now we're going 3 out the door, so we got to recap the information, the local news, the loading sporting news you want. So here's the football rundown from last night, the scoreboard. I'll go first this time because he did it at the beginning of the show, okay? Thursday night special, Jenkins beats Johnson 38-25. A lot of points scored in that game. Friday night, last night, FEM County picks up a big win against Bradwell, 14-12. Richmond Hill travels down to Glen County and loses 7-5.
We had
Robbie Ross
on, the voice of Wildcat Nation, also going out George Southern Day, and he was down there last night and said it was a defensive slugfest. Couple penalties, turnovers just didn't go Richmond Hill's way. That's part of high school football. We've had Coach Lazada on a lot, talked about like hurdling, a hurdling penalty they got, there'll been a touchdown, and fumbles that went right back into Glen County's hands. Hey, I know Rocky Odago is a great coach down there, does a tremendous job. Just a defensive slugfest, so it puts us in a really tough tiebreaker scenario. We'll get Robbie back on and talk about that as well.
Before we go any further, tiebreaker. People, listen to this. Normally, your first tiebreaker, I'm getting excited again, is usually head-to-head. We're going to points.
Well, we'll be head-to-head.
You sure it's going to be head-to-head?
So that's always the first one.
We sure about that?
I'm pretty sure. So it's going to be head, but there's a three-way because Glenn lost, right?
Right.
So if it's a tie like that, then it will go to points allowed.
Right.
It'll be because this is similar in our region too.
Okay.
So it's head-to-head because that's what we were talking about last night. You know, if Country Day comes back and knocks off Christian, then we'll have a three-way tie. You know, for us, Christian and Country Day at 2-1 in our region.
Right.
So it's head-to-head, wins against highest seeded team, which
right.
would all be each other. Then points allowed.
Okay.
Against the three teams tied.
All right. So then we go. We go to Statesboro, comes into the Corral. Guyton, Georgia, take on South Effingham. They beat the Mustangs 41-7.
Well, that's where he's talking about, hey, Statesboro still got to play Glenn,
right.
and Statesboro puts up, like, you know, Techno Bowl numbers. And so, you know, that could be a big deal if they go down there and they score a lot of points.
I'd like to know where it's being played. Is it going to be played at Glenn?
I don't know.
We got to find out, okay. Region 3A, big game, 2 undefeated teams fighting for the second playoff spot in that region because BC's number 1. Islands beats New Hampshire 26-14. We got the highlight of probably the greatest catch this year in high school football, I think this year in my career, that I've ever seen. We're trying to get Connor Del Pierre. Is that how you say it?
Isn't there T's in there?
Yeah, there is a T. I always mess up. But Connor from WSAV, we're trying to get him on. I don't know if he's texted you back because I don't know if I got him the right email. So we'll find out about that. In Region 3, 1A Public, okay, Metter, undefeated.
All right, I'll go through this.
Okay.
All right, so we're trying to get Connor on. He's going to resend the link. So Region 3 Public right here, 54-0 Metter of Bryan County. Region 3 Private, Calvary gets a big winner of Savannah Country Day, 27-21. Hard-fought game down to literally the last second. Country Day had 3 chances from inside the 10. Calvary holds on defense, big interception there. Christian goes up to Augusta, rolls over Kleins, rolls 49-20. Gisa, Terrell Academy 42, Memorial Day 0. That was played at Garden City. Memorial finally got to play inside the city limits. Skiza playoffs. Dillon Christian ends Bethesda season. Great job, Bethesda, again, state playoffs, everything they dealt with this year, 40-28. And then tonight at the Savannah Chatham County Islands Stadium, Beach will play Windsor at 6 p.m.
All right. Probably one of the greatest catches I've ever seen in my coaching career, in my football career. Now, I'm an old guy. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm 61. I've been watching football, or high school football, since 1970. Over 50 years. I started out in 1970, you're going to love this, as a water boy. And I know you're going to get a kick out of this also. I know he's going to laugh. I would bring my red flyer, little wagon, and put the water jugs in the wagon to get the water for the varsity football team at my alma mater, East Rockaway High School. I've been watching this for a long time. And what I saw last night, whether it was as a fan, as a water boy, as a football player, as a coach, was unbelievable. What an unbelievable catch. And we got him coming on right now. The guy who caught this on live video, we saw the great picture in the Savannah Morning News by Dan Bregerman. Well, this was even better. He's joining us live. He's getting ready. Also, another guy. Yeah. We need to go to the prettiest little stadium in Statesboro, Georgia Southern.
Everybody else is there.
So, Connor, welcome to the Coach and the AD on a Saturday morning. I don't want to butcher your last name. So it's Connor, and how do we say it?
Delaprete. It's Del Prete. Del Prete is how you say it if you want to keep that show, but if you want to go a little time, it's Delaprete.
Well, anyway, you were at the game last night between Islands and New Hampstead. Probably one of the best catches I've ever seen in high school football. And you got to be proud of this. You made ESPN Top 10 as the #1 highlight of that show last night.
I gotta give the shout out to the WSAV Blitz Friday Night crew. The cameras we have all over the stadium. I wasn't behind the camera that got it, but Greg texted me. Greg Talbot, our sports director, texted me immediately and said, "You've got to get this not only in our highlight show, but you've got to get it on ESPN." I said, "Listen, I'll take it. This is my job now to just tweet it out, get it to the right people." And I know the Island crew as well got John Dickerson's catch out to the right people as well. So I wake up this morning, and I believe it's John's mom that's tweeting out the clip like she was on her couch filming ESPN. And I said, "This is perfect. This is exactly what we were going for." You're right, Carl. I have not been around the game as long as you have, but when Greg texted me, he rarely texts me during a broadcast. But it's got to be something special for that to happen. And he sends me a little video of him filming the replay. And I'm like, holy moly. Like, I'm walking around my house this morning doing this behind me, just practicing what John Dickerson did, because it's unbelievable what this high school kid was able to do with that catch. I haven't seen anything quite like it, a catch quite like that. And that's the crazy part about last night is that was an amazing catch. But we had like 9 or 10 amazing plays across the high school football gridiron. I don't know what it was in the water last night or something, but it was awesome. That catch is going to live with me for a while now, especially since the kid got on ESPN. That's an awesome thing for him to wake up to as well.
All right, sit back. Don't go anywhere, because here we go. The catch from last night. Islands, New Hampstead. Jaden Adams to John Dickerson the fourth.
Only 38 seconds. Adams running out of room for the end zone. The catch of the year from John Dickerson. You have got to be kidding me. Touchdown, Sharks. Oh boy! Man, I miss high school football. This is the best. Backfield. Intercepted, you gotta be kidding me. Bubba Chisholm, it's the big boy across midfield on his horse. He's gonna go 99 yards. Touchdown, Sharks.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I didn't know that was added at the back of that video, but I'm telling you right now, that back hand all the way back there, bringing it in, and then watching Bubba Chisholm bumble and stumble 85 yards. You guys had some great highlights last night.
Well, listen, John makes that play, and I don't know what's more impressive, the reach back or the fact he got his right foot in as well to make it a high school football catch. But then I knew if I was going to tweet that highlight out, that Bubba was going to get mad at me, because when the big man rumbles 99 yards for a pick six, you've got to give him some love. I wish ESPN maybe included that on the back end, but we'll take John getting on ESPN alone. But yeah, Island, that team is full of playmakers, man. From the quarterback to the wide receivers, the defense is insane. Bubba is a fantastic player, but they got that kid DeMonte Smith too. That's an absolute beast. That team is so fun to watch. So yeah, it was a highlight-packed show. I can't wait to get the full game up online. I know people like rewatching it if they weren't able to catch the whole game and stuff. And that and Carl, that's our last live game of the year, just because of the TV slots we had filled in. What a game for that to be our last one. I know Windsor Forks is kind of still in the Savannah City Championship running, but Island has that inside track now, and it's been really fun to watch the Savannah City Championship progress, because with these kids, the playoffs are kind of up in the air about what they're going to be able to do. And so the fact they can play for bragging rights is a great kind of takeaway from a weird season.
Well, we appreciate it. We know you got to head up to Georgia Southern. He's got an appointment. I got basketball practice because I'm back on the hard floor. So we appreciate you coming on. Great job. And go have some fun with Amy up there at Georgia Southern.
She gets to be on the field today. We got a little, you get a rotation of people that get to be on the field. She got lucky today. She's on the field for the game. I'm up at the 50-yard line, so I'll wave down to her, and our fellow KD Sports Report members will have a connecting moment there.
Thanks, Connor.
Cool. Chad, Carl, appreciate it, man.
Thanks for jumping on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you see how excited?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I mean, they had a highlight-packed game last night. You take that, you take Bubba's run, and some great plays from – New Hampstead. And like he said, there was probably 9 plays last night. They got, I don't know if it's them or TOC or someone, they got one a broken quarter last night. Like the ball was thrown, we're only broken quarter on the sideline. And I did not, he got a toenail in. It was a big play.
I saw it.
Yeah. And so, man, listen, the athleticism of these kids right now, listen, you think Odell Beckham, for all these highlights, all these kids. My son does it. They all practice it. They all run around. Anytime the ball's thrown, all they're doing is throwing their hand up, catching it with one hand. That's all they do. That's all they practice right now.
And they're not allowed to use stick 'em anymore.
They don't practice with 2 hands anymore. So let me catch this with one hand.
All right, quick. We got to go 3 out the door. You got to get out of here. 3 out the door. We're sorry we didn't get to all sports information. Brian Harmon's trying to make it to the Masters. He's right now 27th at the Houston Open. Okay, 3 out the door. What is your? Is it my turn or your turn?
I think it's my turn.
Oh, it's your turn. Go ahead, go.
I was going to say, what is your favorite day of the week?
My favorite day of the
Day
week. I'm 61 now. My favorite day of the week is every day I wake up.
Amen, brother.
Every day I wake up. That's my favorite day of the week. And I know sometimes people tell me, Coach, you're crabby. You always got a mean demeanor. Hey, you know what?
What?
But I'm happy to be alive.
What?
Yeah, I'm.
What?
I don't act the same as I act on the internet show. I got people telling me that all the time.
Oh,
But
my goodness
every day I
gracious.
wake up, it's a great day.
All right. Second one. Peanut butter or jelly?
Peanut butter or jelly?
Like you put on toast.
Peanut butter or jelly?
Or you put them both.
I'm going to put the peanut butter and a jelly together.
I'm just asking.
It's going to be peanut butter
Some people now, they won't put jelly.
No, sorry. I'm going to go peanut butter and strawberry jam on it.
Oh,
there you go.
I like that one.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
And you want what's even crazier?
Go ahead.
What's even crazier? A little maple syrup on top of all of it.
Oh, I'm a honey guy.
Well, put honey on top of it.
I love taking.
I've done that
I love
too.
Toasting it. My favorite right now for breakfast is little cinnamon raisin toast.
Right.
With peanut butter and honey.
Well, how about this? I'll go one step further.
Oh, come on.
My wife is going to think I'm crazy. On top of the peanut butter and jelly on the toast with maple syrup, a little homemade whipped cream.
Oh, now what would be great? You throw that into a panini machine, make a panini out of it.
Go ahead.
That's
all right.
All right, last one here. Let me see. I could find it. Where'd it go? I had it. All right. If you had to work, well, you already know this.
Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna ask you. What's in your refrigerator right now? What's if you had to go pick something in your refrigerator? You go home, Karl DeMasi refrigerator.
I'm gonna go right to the Munster cheese.
That's what I want to know.
Gonna go right to the Munster cheese.
Go to in the refrigerator.
If the Munster cheese is in the refrigerator, Coach DeMasi is going for the Munster cheese. If the Munster cheese is not there, I'm going to go for the mozzarella cheese. If the mozzarella cheese is not there, I'm going to go for the American cheese.
That's not there. We're going to the grocery store.
I'm going to the grocery store to get it. If that's not there in the refrigerator, I'll go to the cabinet, get my Ritz crackers, my whole wheat Ritz crackers with a little peanut butter and strawberry jam on it.
Can't beat that either, man.
And of course, favorite drink, ice cold milk.
Ice cold milk.
No more whole milk because I gotten away from that, but it's 2%.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Yeah, I can't do the one. It's like drinking water.
All right, he's got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. I got to go a little round ball. He's got to go a little family get together. But remember, every Saturday morning right here from where?
Senior Sports Universe.
From usually 9 a.m. to whenever. We don't know.
We had to get extra people on today, though. We had to get them on. We had 2 extra guests, but that's what made the show special. And people just get to come on. We love it.
So remember, we're on Facebook Live, the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. We're on YouTube page, the Karl DeMasi YouTube channel. We're on Twitter at KD Sports Report. You name it, we're everywhere, and we'd love to be here. We're glad that you join me. Remember, just as the motto here is at Coach's Corner, it's all sports, all local, all the time. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Whatever you're doing today, hit it at a park. Until we see you Wednesday, may it be your best week ever.
Go Dogs, hopefully at 3:30.
All right, quickly, Dogs or Gators? Gators.
I'm taking Kyle Trask. If I'm picking quarterbacks,
I'm
picking quarterbacks. Come on, man. I'm being real.
All right. On that note,
now I want Georgia to win because I want Nolan Smith to sack Kyle Trask about 5 times a day. Nolan, that's what Georgia's got to have, man.
What I'm doing is I'm going with Stetson Bennett. The man's the manager. The man's the mailman. He's going to deliver today. It's going to be a Bulldog victory by at least 2 touchdowns. Woo! We're out of here.
Calling it.
Talk to you later. Hey, remember, mask up. Keep those hands clean. Be safe. God bless.
See you Wednesday.